They say the night hides secrets, but some refuse to stay hidden. You're standing on a deserted beach long after midnight. No wind, no moon, just the hush of waves. You take a step and the water glows. Your footprints shimmer blue behind you, like someone dipped a paintbrush into stardust. The ocean pulses with light, flickering, chasing every movement like a dream that refuses to end. But this isn't fantasy. This is nature. And this glow, this ancient, electric, impossible glow, comes from something alive. Bioluminescence. Not just a pretty phenomenon. A code, a survival strategy, a weapon, a seduction, a language older than words, older than fire written in light. And while most people think of it as rare, it isn't. In fact, the deeper you look into the oceans, the forests, the caves, the more it becomes clear. The natural world is wired to shine. Light, it turns out, is not the opposite of darkness. It's born inside it. But what purpose does this glow serve? Why would nature create light in a place where no one can see it? To answer that, we have to go where the glow begins. New Zealand. Underground. Beneath rolling hills and rain-drenched forests, hidden in the limestone gut of the earth, lies the Waitomo Cave. Step inside, and you step into silence. Your breath echoes. Water drips from unseen ceilings. And then, when your eyes adjust, you see them. Stars. Thousands of them. Only they're not stars. They're worms. Arachnocampaluminosa glowworms, each no bigger than a fingernail, hanging by silk threads. Their light isn't passive, it's strategic. The glow draws in flying insects, lures them toward what looks like a moonlit sky. But what waits for them is a trap. Sticky strands that catch their wings, pull them in, devour them in silence. The glow isn't decoration, it's death. But there's something stranger still. Hungrier worms glow brighter. The more desperate they are to eat, the stronger the light they emit. Their hunger radiates. And they're not alone. Across the Pacific, off the coast of Japan, a different glow pulses upward from the deep. Toyama Bay, spring. From the bottom of the sea, rising like ghosts, come millions of firefly squid, Watasinia scintillans. Each only a few inches long, yet their bodies are wrapped in photophores, tiny organs that emit light. They blink, flash, pulse in waves. Sometimes the entire sea blazes blue, a glowing tide washing over fishing boats in the dark. Fishermen have seen it for centuries. Scientists too. But we're still guessing at why. Some say it's about love, lighting up to attract mates. Others think it's about survival, confusing predators, hiding in plain sight. But the most provocative theory, that these squid use their glow to speak to each other. A kind of flickering code in the dark water. The ocean is not silent. It's speaking. We just don't yet understand the dialect. But we're starting to learn. Further south, in the Maldives, the shores of Vahu Island are known as the Sea of Stars. Not metaphorically, literally. On certain nights, the surf erupts into blue fire. Every wave, every splash, every grain of disturbed sand triggers a burst of light. The source? Dinoflagellates, microscopic plankton, invisible by day, magical by night. When agitated, they emit a bright, quick flash, a light bomb meant to confuse or repel predators. The idea is simple. Light up when touched, expose the attacker to its own predators, and survive another night. It's not beauty, it's defense. But what's fascinating is how widespread this tactic is. Dinoflagellates exist across the world. In Puerto Rico's Mosquito Bay, the brightest bioluminescent bay on Earth. In the mangroves of Luminous Lagoon, Jamaica. In the sheltered waters of La Parguera and the shores of India's Andaman Islands. Same behavior, same result. Entire coasts glowing with every stroke of a paddle, every step in the water. Why? Because in nature, light is more than light. It's strategy. But here's where things get strange. Bioluminescence isn't just found in the ocean. It's found in forests, on land, in wood that glows green in the rain. In Australia, fallen logs flicker softly after dark. Mushrooms, barely visible in daylight, come alive at night. Mycena chlorophyll, Omphalotus nidiformis. These fungi glow from their stems, their caps, even their roots. The glow is pale, ghostly, almost like moonlight filtered through moss. Local legends speak of fairy fire, a light that guides or misleads travelers in the woods. But science has other ideas. One study showed that glowing fungi attract insects at night. The insects, lured by the light, land on the mushroom, pick up spores, and carry them far away. A glowing trick to spread genetic material. But here's what's bizarre. The light pulses. It follows a rhythm, not random, not static. These fungi dim their glow by day, even if kept in darkness, and intensify it at night. It's not just chemical, it's regulated. By what? A fungal clock? Some ancient circadian rhythm buried in rot? Even decay seems to remember the light. And while fungi glow faintly, other creatures take bioluminescence to extremes. Dive deeper, past the reach of sunlight, past the coral reefs, past the twilight zone, into the midnight zone. Here, at depths of 1,000 meters or more, it's pitch black. Yet the sea is alive with light. Shrimp release glowing chemicals when attacked, flashes that disorient, distract, or signal alarm. Jellyfish use rings of light that pulse like radar. Some even sever parts of their bodies that continue to glow, like tossing a lit flare behind them to confuse a predator. And then there's the anglerfish, an icon of deep-sea horror. Female anglerfish, particularly Melanocetus johnsoni, are monstrous. Huge mouths, sharp teeth, and a lure that protrudes from their forehead. At the end of this appendage is a glowing bulb, an orb of living bacteria that shines in the darkness. The anglerfish isn't born with light. She finds it. Bacteria colonize the lure, forming a symbiotic relationship. The fish gives them shelter. They give her a glow. But how does she attract the right bacteria? How does she survive without them until she does? The answers are vague, unfinished. We know she uses the light to draw prey, but is it also used to find mates? To navigate? To signal others? We don't know, because we've never truly seen her in action. Only glimpses, only scraps. And that theme repeats. In Hawaiian waters, the bobtail squid uses bioluminescence as camouflage. It houses bacteria in a specialized organ. At night, it swims near the surface, but to avoid casting a shadow that would give it away, it glows. Not above, below, it emits just enough light to cancel out its own silhouette. Counter-illumination, a natural invisibility cloak. The squid even regulates the brightness of its bacterial glow by dilating tiny filters, like a built-in dimmer switch. And every morning, the squid expels up to 95% of its bacteria. Every night, it regrows them. A daily partnership, a negotiation between species, a shared light. That's not just biology, that's choreography. And it begs the question, who is really in control? Because the deeper we study bioluminescence, the more we realize it's not about showing off. It's about surviving, adapting, evolving. Take the Atolla jellyfish, Atolla weevili. Found deep in the ocean, this jellyfish doesn't fight back when threatened. It doesn't flee. Instead, it signals. It emits a spiraling burst of light, bright, swirling rings that radiate outward into the darkness. Scientists call it a burglar alarm. The jellyfish is saying, "I'm under attack. If you're bigger than this thing, come eat it." It's an SOS in light, a cry for help that glows. And then there's the dragonfish, one of the few creatures in the deep sea that can produce and perceive red light. Why is that important? Because red light doesn't travel far in water. Most deep-sea animals can't see it, which means the dragonfish can illuminate its prey with a beam of red, like a sniper scope and remain undetected. It's light as stealth technology, bioluminescence as a weapon. But even that isn't the limit. Some species use coordinated flashes to herd fish, others to distract or stun. Some crustaceans can even shoot bioluminescent fluid from their mouths, like underwater flamethrowers. And new examples keep emerging. In 2023, deep-sea ROVs off the coast of Madagascar recorded bursts of bioluminescence that didn't match any known species. The flashes were rhythmic, patterned almost like Morse code, and they moved. The source was never found. No images, no organism, just light in the dark. A signal, perhaps, from something we've never named. And then there's Telapa. Polynesian voyagers have long spoken of underwater lightning, fast-moving streaks of light that travel through the ocean, pointing toward distant islands. No machine has captured it. No scientist has replicated it. Yet navigators swear by it, using it to sail across vast distances with no compass, no stars. Just light, unseen by most, undeniable to those who know it. Is it bioluminescence? Some natural EM phenomenon? A trick of the eye? Or is it another message we haven't learned to read? Let's go back. Not to the beach, not to the squid, but to the beginning. Long before mammals, before dinosaurs, before plants even grew tall enough to cast shadows, Earth was dark. Not always from the lack of sunlight, but from the lack of complexity. Life began in the oceans. Tiny, single-celled organisms, floating, dividing, evolving, and some of them glowed. The earliest known genes for bioluminescence are estimated to be over 500 million years old. That's older than any tree, older than insects, older than fish, which means this glow, this flash in the dark, isn't just a byproduct of evolution. It might be the foundation of it. Because those early cells didn't just glow randomly. Theories suggest they used their light as a defense, as a way to communicate, or maybe to manage the toxic byproducts of oxygen, by redirecting energy into light rather than heat. Bioluminescence could have helped make oxygen safe. It's not just beauty, it's biochemistry, at the root of life itself. Today, scientists are still uncovering new functions for this glow. In the Sargasso Sea, for instance, a type of comb jelly glows when disturbed, but not just to scare predators. Researchers believe its flashes coordinate the swarm's movement, like synchronized fireflies of the deep. And yes, fireflies are bioluminescent too. Back on land, in meadows and forests and suburban lawns, summer evenings often flicker with tiny bursts of yellow light. They're not random. Each species of firefly has its own flash pattern, a unique Morse code for courtship. Males fly and flash. Females respond with timed flashes from the grass. It's a luminous love song. But here's the twist. Some female fireflies of one species mimic the flash pattern of another, luring in unsuspecting males, only to eat them. It's a siren song, a glow and a trap. Once again, bioluminescence isn't just attraction. It's manipulation, warfare, biology weaponized through beauty. And yet, we're only scratching the surface. Deep in the Gulf of Mexico, a small fish called the lanternfish lives in schools of thousands. It's believed to be one of the most abundant vertebrates on the planet. And it glows, not brightly, subtly, along its belly. This light allows it to match the dim light from above, a perfect example of counter-illumination. It's not about being seen, it's about not being seen. And this same principle has inspired technology. Military submarines are exploring light-adaptive camouflage. Clothing companies have experimented with biolight fibers. Some researchers are engineering bioluminescent trees, potential future streetlights that grow themselves, no wires required. Even medicine is catching on. In genetics labs, glowing proteins derived from jellyfish are used to tag genes and track how cells behave. The glow helps scientists observe life in real time, all thanks to a jellyfish named Aquaria victoria, whose green fluorescent protein, GFP, won a Nobel Prize in 2008. Light, once seen as a mystery, is now a tool. But here's where it gets philosophical. Bioluminescence isn't just an adaptation. It's a signal. It's life saying, I am here, even in the darkest waters, even in the coldest caves, even in decay, in rot, in hunger. Life finds a way to shine. And maybe that's why we're drawn to it. Because somewhere, buried in our own biology, we remember what that glow means. We respond to it, not just as viewers, but as participants in a world still wrapped in mystery, still flickering with signals we don't yet understand. Maybe it's why people travel across the world to see glowing bays, or step into caves where worms light the ceiling like stars. Maybe we need that reminder that beauty doesn't need sunlight. That wonder doesn't ask for attention. It just happens. In blue flashes, in silent pulses, in distant waves, in logs that glow green with fungi, in squid that light up to vanish, in jellyfish that flash warnings in spiral beacons. The natural world doesn't just exist in darkness. It thrives in it. And light, far from being rare, is the pulse that connects it all, across kingdoms, across evolution, across the boundaries of what we can see. So next time you stand under a night sky, thinking of stars, remember, some of the most stunning lights in the universe are right here, underwater, underground, unseen, until they choose to shine.